Hey, hola, my friends. I hope all is fine and well with you and yours. And once again, welcome to our solar-powered meditation, hydroponic, aquaponic gardens. Now, I always love starting on a meditation side because a little bit of sound, a little bit of ambiance in the day, throughout the day, always does the body good, in my opinion. You add some visual colors to that, relaxes you even more. You add the scent of jasmine, fresh jasmine wafting through the air off of a fresh, smooth, cool summer breeze. You can't get any better than that. Then when the season gets a little bit later, you have your lavender, so if the wind picks up that breeze, it brings it around the entire guest house enclosure. And I got to tell you, that is just an amazing feeling. But I wish I was just here to talk to you guys about pretty flowers. I'm here on a more important mission: hygiene. Now, when I'm talking about hygiene, I'm not just talking about hygiene of our physical selves, although that is important. Me personally, when I use any tools, utensils, anything of that nature, I want things to be clean. I'm not sure if you guys are a believer, but I remember the saying, cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, I feel that same way about aquaponics, keeping things clean in aquaponics. Now, the two primary substrates that we use lava rocks in aquaponics, and we use clay balls in hydroponics. Now, there are many ways to go about cleaning these. As you see, we have a mixture of clay balls and cocoa coir, which is the fibers from a coconut. Okay, for those of you who saw the paragraphic video, you absolutely understand why that was funny. But back to the lesson at hand. When it comes to keeping things clean, and today we're going to focus on the leca balls, all right? There are many ways that you can go about doing. Now, if you look online, you Google it, you can see that some people use a vinegar soak, some people use a bleach soak, and it works. It does. I prefer to use a different technique, a different method, only because as few chemicals or as few additives that I can put in the system as possible, then so be it. So in that case, let me show you how we go ahead with cleaning leca balls, leca beads, or clay balls. Here we have a bucket of clay balls that have been sitting there for quite a while, and I really want to get these guys clean, right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this bucket, move over to here. We're going to look inside. I call this the vat. And this is the bottom third of a 55-gallon water tank, IBC tank. So if you look at the far edge, I've drilled a number of holes on the back edge and a number of holes in the middle. Smaller holes are coming from the front, the larger ones are in the back because that's where I really want the water to drain from. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bucket. You can dump that in there. Take a look at that. You can even see the dust and stuff flying off, right? Look at that. Let's move that around a little bit. Now, when it comes to doing this, you don't need anything as big as the vat. You can use a smaller container, but it's all about the size, the amount of the clay balls that you're going to be cleaning at any given time. I go big like this because I like to make cool videos for you folks. So we have the clay balls in there. Try not to put too much in, maybe 2 inches deep, something like that, on the bottom. It's easier for the water to drain. So let's take a walk over here. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful it is in Tucson in the summer. Let you guys stare off that way. I came over here to get the garden hose. Now, another thing I like to do, guys, and you may have noticed that, I like to do continuous one-shot recording because it gets no realer than that. And I mean it. Like me personally, it gets no realer than that. You're actually here doing this with me. Now I'm going to set our garden hose on jet. Give me 1 second. On jet. Because we want a powerful flow to go through there. See that? And we want to move those rocks from the front, go all the way to the back. You can see the dirt from where the cocoa coir was in there, and that's probably just dirt from just being blown around because this has been in a bucket for a while. It is idea and is of the utmost importance to keep your leca beads as clean and as sterile as possible, because you want the plants that are going in there, you want them to have the freshest and cleanest start that they could possibly have, right? Now let's just stop that for a second. I'd actually spray it longer than that. I actually do 2 rounds of spray. I just want you guys to see how with all of those clay balls in there, if you look, you can see the water leaking out from the holes in the bottom. Now once that leaks out, I'll give it another rinse. Here's the most important part. Now here's where you can decide if you're going to use bleach in a bucket. What's the other one? Yeah, bleach in a bucket, vinegar, or you can use the methods I'm using. Now the methods I use are boiling and steaming. There's 2 reasons. Well, there are pros and cons to each one. For instance, we have a pot over here, boiling. Pros to boiling. Man, once the water gets to 212 Fahrenheit, 100 degrees centigrade, you don't have to worry about anything else. You just let it boil for 5 minutes, take it out, dump it right back into the big vat, all right, the one that we use to rinse them off, give them a good rinsing, set them out to dry in the sun, and you're good to go. Now, the point with me saying set them outside in the sun, that's what you see right here, all right, on a mat here. Now, I say set it out in the sun because in Tucson, we have this glorious resource at our hands, and I take advantage of it in any way possible. Usually what we would do, what most people do, is they'll let them dry, or actually they'll rinse them after they boil them, and they'll throw them in a tote or in a container. Always leave the top off because these things hold an incredible amount of water, and you don't want to bring the mold and bacteria right back or new bacteria right back like that. So you would usually leave the top off and let them dry. We live in Tucson, so I'm going to take advantage of this glorious light bulb that we have in the sky. So in about 4 or 5 hours, these have been on here for about 4 hours, so these are almost done. Nice, clean, nice and sterile, fresh as they were if they were brand new out of the bag. Now, the other way that we use instead of boiling is steaming. So I hope you guys are excited because I'm about to show you a place that very few people get to see. And pardon the mess. Plant that first seeds. Together we grow. This is not my home. This is my office. This is also where folks who are visiting, going through the seminars here, the weekend seminars that we'll be offering soon. This will also be your little house. Welcome to my office. Like I said, it's a little messy. You hear that sound right there? That's the sound of steaming. Now, here's why I prefer steaming. Per volume, instead of having to fill up this entire pot, and this is a 10-gallon pot. Instead of filling up this entire pot with water, or nearly 3/4 of it with water in order to boil beets, all you have to do is fill up this part here. The steam does the rest of the work. Now, a big positive to this is that I can fit about 5 gallons, 5, 6, 7 gallons of leca beads or clay balls inside of this at one time. I prefer to let it steam for 45 minutes. After that, we turn the fire off, we take this bucket, we go outside, we pour it into the vat, we rinse them off, and we lay them right back down with the other leca beads that you saw out there to dry. Now guys, I'm not saying I got the most perfect of ways, because I don't. And I'm not a professional at this, I am not. But I'm always happy to learn something new. And I'll be darned if I'm not always happy to share it with you. We got this, man. We really, really got this. I always tell folks, never let anyone tell you that you can't do something. And that's the reason why I love how Paragraphic made the video about us. Because I get contacted by scientists, engineers from all over the world. Because in theory, they said this could be done. No one wanted to test this. And I'm talking about a lot of things we're doing here. No one wanted to test them because they didn't want to be proven wrong. Well, we prove that if you plant that first seed, together we grow, then you're doing something right. Take it easy, my friends. If you have any questions about anything I showed you, please, please, please hit me up in the YouTube comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our page. Please check out our sponsors. Please check out our website at togetherwegrowaz.com. Without any further ado, have a great one, my friends, and let that sun shine. Peace.